Oh, excuse me. I can see good vibes like a mile away. I can tell you have a good energy. What's your name?
Thank you, Anna.
Anna? Nico.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Are
You about to go to class?
Yeah. Are you a student here?
No, I'm disguised. How did you know? You saw me. You saw through it right away.
Yeah. Maybe
I'm very perceptive of it. What's up, boys? Why do we fear rejection? So, I just got rejected earlier, actually. And the first thing that comes to mind after you get rejected is what's wrong with me? I'm not worthy. I'm not good enough. But I've actually trained my brain to turn off those thoughts and basically delude myself, saying, you know what? She was just having a bad day. If it was another girl, she would respond better. I'm getting better. Who actually would have the balls to do that? At least I approached. At least I tried. So I'm like my own hype man. I'm like my own cheerleader. But why? Why is it ingrained in us to fear rejection? So we're going to talk about the psychology behind it. When we get rejected by a girl, basically our DNA is screaming at us, saying, you aren't going to reproduce. You're not worthy. Your genetics suck. Your personality suck. And that is a tough pill to swallow. It's psychologically very tough. And I think guys who get the best at game, who talk to the most girls, are guys who know how to turn that off. Genuinely can get rejected over and over and over and over. You all have that one friend who just, it doesn't faze him, and eventually he gets a girl that likes him. And that's kind of how the game is. You can walk up to 15 girls and they can all think you're whack, but every single one of those girls was just you building up your social skills to get the one girl that really likes you. And now you're there, and now you have a girl. It's kind of like a messed up thing in our mind that we have to be afraid of rejection. It's like, how can you get better? You know, if you suck at talking to girls and you're too afraid to approach, well then you're always gonna suck. There's a saying that I like. Someone messaged me the other day. He said, what did he say? He said, is it weird that I'm walking up to girls and asking for the time, even though I don't want to know the time, I just want to open a conversation? I said, you know what, that's interesting. Is it weird? I don't know. Some people might say it's weird. I can see some people saying, no, it's weird. Why would you ask the time? Your phone's in your pocket, bro. You don't need the time. But you know what? You know what I told him? And this is something a mentor said to me. He said, you know what? The only thing weirder than learning how to get girls and learning how to improve your social skills is not knowing how to get girls and not having good social skills. So it's weird that you don't have the charisma. And I would say it's more weird to not know how to do it than to just rip the Band-Aid off and learn. So that's what I said to him. Hope that one makes sense. So a big key to controlling how you feel about rejection is to realize this. You being afraid of rejection is just this. It's you being afraid of the threat to your self-image. So every man inside of himself, we want to feel like we're good with women, just like we want to feel like we know how to fight, and we have this pride and this ego that says to be confident and to be a man and to feel good about myself, I have to know that my genes are able to reproduce, that I'm good with the opposite sex. But the problem is a lot of us aren't, right? And we can't admit that. And the guys who struggle the most with talking to girls are the guys with the ego. They're not even that bad, but they can't handle the rejection because their ego won't let them. Their ego says, no, that is, if I get rejected, that means I'm not good enough, and I can't handle that. So they just don't try, never know. If you never walk up, you'll never get rejected. So some of my natural friends, they never get rejected. They never get rejected, but they never walk up. They never walk up. So it's like, well, yeah, obviously you don't get rejected. So that is the main thing. And the key here, the main thing you have to learn how to do is you have to learn how to tie in your self-image and your confidence, and it cannot be linked to whether a girl likes you or not. Your self-image, your confidence has to be linked to what your values are, who you are as a person, what your intentions are, what you've accomplished, how hard you're working, the fact that you're sticking to everything you say you're going to do. Once you make that link to who you are as a person and your self-confidence to all the other things outside of just being good with girls, you have to be able to get rejected and still realize I'm still an amazing person. It's not personal. That is the key. All right. And trust me, nobody can avoid getting rejected, even good-looking guys, because it's not really about the words you're saying, and I talk about this in other videos, but it's more about the energy behind the words, and also how the girls, like, I just got rejected. I'm pretty sure that girl was just in a negative mood. Like, she was not willing to talk to any strangers. I walked up with pure intentions, wanting to have a conversation. Some people, they don't want to talk to you. They just don't want to talk to strangers. Their mind sees the world as a bad place, and it's harder to break through to those people. So talk to the people who are willing to, like, you'll get rejected. Sometimes you'll get rejected 10 times, and then you'll run into a girl who is just absolutely gorgeous and happy to talk. So it's really sometimes not even you, it's sometimes just the other person. And guys, the main thing is this: once you stop fearing rejection so much, once you realize that it means, like, you genuinely, you intuitively, you really understand that it means nothing about who you are as a person, then you now have the opportunity and the ability to approach everybody. And you'll notice that those 1, 2, 3 approaches a day that seem so hard turn into like 10, 15, if you're in the right place. And you're able to get better so much faster. And that's the key. So guys, your self-esteem should never be hurt through a rejection. You should never feel any shame. Even though you might, you have to start to train yourself not to feel that anymore. You have to really, when you hear your own thoughts saying, what's wrong with me? Why am I awkward? This and that. You want to train your brain to turn that off. And know this, you should feel no shame for getting rejected, for being awkward, for fumbling an approach, for saying something stupid or stuttering or whatever. You should feel no shame. Only you should feel proud for that. The only time you should ever feel shame is when you have an opportunity and you don't take it and you hesitate. Because even I feel shame after that. If I have a perfect opportunity to say hi to someone and I hesitate, just like when I got rejected back here with the girl in the tree, I would have felt 10x. Actually, I didn't feel any shame after the approach. I felt good that I did it, but I would have felt so much shame if I just walked by with the thought of, maybe I should go say hi. She looks cool. Maybe she wasn't cool, turns out. I'm a little jaded. I'm a little like in the back of my head, I'm like, what's your problem? Jesus, I was just saying hi. You don't have to glare at me. I'm no threat, promise. But genuinely, but what are you gonna do, right? I would feel 10x the shame. I would really feel bad if I didn't say hi. And here's the thing, it would put me into an excuse-taking momentum. What I mean by that is I would then start to make excuses throughout my day of not to take action. If you just become that person who jumps on the opportunity, you become that person in life in general, and you don't hesitate. So hesitating, being that guy who hesitates a lot, is a habit. It's gonna be a habit for the rest of your life. So you want to be that guy who just jumps on the opportunity when it comes. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope this made your day. I hope this motivates you to go get rejected and not make it a big deal. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.